Hi, welcome to my intermediate program. This is week 1, session 1, and I'm joined today by Michael, my friend, who is a rugby player and he does Pilates, which is excellent and it's great for his sporting performance. So all you need is maybe some head cushions or some towels. That's fine, that you can prop your head up for a bit later. But actually we're going to start in 4-point kneeling. So Michael, if you come down onto the mat in 4-point kneeling with your head facing in that direction, we can get started. We're just going to start off with a cat with a shift back. So Michael has his knees underneath the hips, his hands underneath the shoulders. He's just going to bring his pelvis into a centered position where the pubic bones and hip bones feel aligned. And you feel like you've got the natural curves of the spine snaking from the back of the head to the back of your sacrum. Excellent. From there, we're going to engage lightly through the pelvic floor and deep abdominals. So back passage to front passage, gentle engagement from there. And then the lift doors at the front, so the hip bones are drawing towards the midline. So you can feel that support, like a hand underneath your abdomen is supporting you. So from here, Michael, we're going to go straight into cat. So drawing your pubic bone towards your chest as he flexes that beautiful spine of his, a long, brilliant connection, and then finally bringing his head down. Sense the weight of the head, sense the weight of your sacrum, your tail. From here, we're going to offload the hands as Michael shifts back, maintaining that lovely connection of your center, and we're going to shift back halfway. Pause. Brilliant. From there, can you now lengthen your spine from the back of your head to the back of your sacrum? So bringing your spine into a neutral position. That's it, Michael. Lengthening the spine, centering your bottom out. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Brilliant. Well done. Excellent position. And then he's going to shift his body weight back forwards, and so are you. So go forwards again, shifting your body weight, maintaining your neutral position. Wonderful. 3 more sessions. So we go into it. Abdominals work. They lead the way into that beautiful flexion of the spine. It trickles all the way to the head. Shift back halfway. Enjoy that stretch that it emphasizes into your back. Elongate the spine. Let's find the back of your pelvis and the back of your head lifting up, bringing you into that lovely long line. Wonderful stuff. And shifting forwards. 2 more. We go into cat. So now you're in an intermediate level. We can start just getting and quickening the pace as well. You're getting that mindful connection still. You're starting from the abdominals. You're maintaining the flexion of the spine, and then you're elongating to counteract. Good, and shift forwards. 1 more. Into the cat, curling in, flexing, strong connection. Those hip bones stay back as we shift back. Beautiful. Then we elongate. Good stuff, Michael. Well done. And then come back and shift forwards. Very nice. Now, Michael's going to lower himself down onto his tummy as we go into some back extension work. Good. So Michael, can you just shift your body down the mat a tiny bit? That's it, so your head is on. I'm going to give Michael a little bit of a forehead rest of these cushions, and then that makes him a little bit more comfortable. His legs are going to be at hip distance apart or wider. You do the same. Depending on how you're feeling in your hips, try your legs a little bit wider. Try your legs a bit narrower, see how you go. We're going to do Cobra Prep, but we're going to add on an arm float into it. So Michael's feeling lovely and lengthened through his spine. He can feel his pubic bone a little bit more into the mat, and then he's going to engage through his abdominals and pelvic floor. From here, his arms are wide in order to feel that his chest is broadening. So you don't want to feel congested in your chest. So you broaden your chest, send your arms wider, and find that happy place where your shoulders feel balanced and not congested. So Michael's going to have this pretend marble on his nose, and he's going to roll this marble away gently forwards. Good. Then he's going to feel that lift of his breastbone lifting forwards and up. So that's the bony aspect of your chest. Good. Maintaining the rib cage lovely and connected and heavy into the floor. Now, if he can, he's going to try and elevate both arms off the floor at the same time. Now, Michael has had a serious injury to one of his shoulders. But this is actually super good for him on terms of getting the connection of the back of his arms. And I'm sure you're working quite hard just to stabilize and hold that position. And he's smiling, always a good thing. Down he goes now as you let your chest go down and let your head go down. Good. And then from there, you can kind of relax into the position, relax into the pelvic floor, the deep abdominals, and then re-establish that connection. We're going to do 4 more sets of these. So connect through your center, Michael. Good. The pelvic floor, the core is engaged. Then he's going to lift up, roll that marble away. Feel the lift from the sternum as you glide forwards and up. Then he's going to lift his arms up off the floor. Good. At the same time. Good. Well done. I'm sure if he could tell you right now, he can really feel the back of his arms, the mid-back muscles getting a really good workout. You don't need to lift heavy weights for this stuff. These are deep, small muscles in your back that we're working, stabilizing postural holding muscles that work against gravity. And Michael certainly are working hard now, and down you go. Breath in, breath out, stabilize again in terms of your core connection. Up you go, off you go, Michael. Let's do 2 more. Good. And what we can try and help a little bit more with is feel like the back of your head reaching away from the back of your sacrum, and then that sense of length into your spine, the opposition between your sacrum and the head really helps, and then down you go. Very nice. And then we're going to repeat again. So we're going to come upwards. Good. Send the crown of the head away. Very nice. Lift the arms up at the same time. Really good. And then down you go. Well done. Push yourself up now onto all 4s, and Michael will do the same with you. And then sit back towards your heels. If your ankles will allow it, into that stretch, into rest and child's pose. And we're just looking for that heaviness. If you need to bring your knees apart like Michael has done, do so. If your knees come together, fine also. Well done. Michael's now going to come into sitting and facing in that direction. And he's going to place his left leg out, right leg out, sorry. And then his left leg will cross over his right. Now, Michael's a big guy. He's excellent at Pilates, but he still finds sitting on the floor hard. And if you do too, prop yourself up onto a block, or you can sit on the chair and do this, but obviously this leg won't be extended. So what he's going to do is to do some really lovely spinal mobility work now. He's going to hook his right arm underneath the left leg and bring it up here. So this is going to be really working the glute. So the arm is there and it's pulling it up. The left arm reaches slightly behind you. Now what you're going to try and do is this. You're going to lift that leg towards you with the arm pulling in, and you're going to twist your body up and around as you turn yourself to the left. Inhale there. Exhale, release that. Curl forwards and round yourself as you turn forwards, facing towards that left knee, and pull yourself upwards as you inhale. Now this is a beautiful stretch, really effective stretch for the spine as well as your glute. Release that on rotate, come back. And it's almost like you're folding into a fetal position, in a curled position. So we inhale. You can use your left arm to press against the floor as you rise up. Exhale, come back, last one. Inhale, up. So it's like you're winding yourself up. Really nice, and return. Down you come, swap over to the other side. So uncross the legs and cross the other one as you hook your left hand in. Good, well done. Right hand comes here, and we start again. So think about your spine lifting upwards. You're growing tall on that high chart. The arm pulls in, you twist the body. The rib cage is rotating. The right hand elevates you more as you go up, and then you exhale, return and unwind the body. We inhale, go upwards to the ceiling. Excellent. Exhale, come down. And I'm thinking, Michael's thinking this is a good glute stretch as well. So then we go into it, up. Thoracic mobility, incredible for the body in terms of posture, essential in sport, essential in, let's say, a golf swing, for instance, essential any twisting and rotation, not to be stuck in that. Excellent. Up and down. Last one. And go up and down. Well done. And have a breather from there. Excellent, Michael. Thank you. Coming down now onto his right shoulder, we're going to do a side plank. So we're going to start working through the core and also good stability, shoulder strengthening work for Michael. So the knees are bent. The elbow reaches out a little bit more and bring it back so it's right underneath you. You're trying to think about your sacrum and your head being aligned. So in past videos, we've discussed about the back of the head, the back of the shoulders, and the back of the pelvis being in line. Now, Michael's knees are forward. It's like an A-frame between his foot to his knee to his hip. His hand is in line roughly with his elbow, but see how you feel. If your hand wants to deviate slightly to your right, that's okay. Yeah, find the happy place for you. Now, he's going to really connect through the musculature underneath his armpit. It's almost like you bring and tuck your armpit in, or the shoulder blade underneath the rib cage, and like a hand holding you underneath your rib cage. So from your from your armpits into your abs, down the side, Michael's going to press through his elbow and lift himself up. He is working so hard. This is his bad shoulder. I say bad shoulder, this is the shoulder he had his injury, sorry. But he's doing so well holding that. I'm not going to hold him too long, and I want him to go down. Good. So we want that underside of him to work. We don't want the upper neck muscles to work. So you're going to go again. Pressing down through the elbow, lift yourself up, and I'm going to help Michael out a bit. Sometimes the pectoral muscles can get stuck down, and if I do this more to him, what I'm doing, I'm pulling gently. I'm not like pulling in a hard way. I'm just encouraging the shoulder to glide down and then release. Down you go, Michael. And again, let's do one more. Let's just do 3 on this side. Really good, because I know he's working hard. Fab. Look at that. And then down you go. Swap over to the other side. Well done. Give that right shoulder a break, and you do so as well. Over we come. And Michael's going to set himself up onto this side now. So he has his elbow underneath his shoulder. His feet and knee and hip is in that A-frame. And he's going to repeat. So first of all, can you allow your head and your tailbone, your sacrum, to lengthen away from each other? So you're creating length even before you start, just like that. That was good. So pelvic floor, abdominals engaged, so core engaged. Off you go. Connecting down. You can see that lift is so much easier for him on this side, and for you as well. Everyone's one-sided, mostly anyway, I say. So this might feel very different to you on your left side compared to your right side. Lower down, inhale, and let's add a breath. Exhale, lift up. Press down through the elbow. Feel that support from that underside of his shoulder into the armpit to lift him up, and down we go. Inhale. And exhale, lift up. Good. Very nice. Holding that plank. Good. And releasing. So I'm going to ask Michael now to pop his feet that way, put your bottom there and roll down on your back. So join us now on your back. Good. Just bring yourself onto the mat a little bit more and have your knees bent and your feet at hip distance apart. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop a cushion underneath Michael's head just to give him some head support. If you feel your chin is sticking out and back, remember, do use your head cushions. If you can bring your feet at hip distance apart, fine. But if your hips feel more comfortable with your feet further apart, like Michael has, then that's fine too. So see how you go, Michael. So you can either have your legs a bit narrower. If you're not feeling that, then have your legs a bit wider. So from here, Michael's finding neutral. So you can feel the sacrum. So you're going to tip your pelvis the other way a little bit more. So tip your pelvis down. So if you had a full bowl of water resting on your pelvis and you tip the bowl of water through your legs, so that means your back then increases the arch. And then you can tip the bowl of water towards you, so the abdomen then flushes with the water, and then you find the midpoint between the two. And that's great for him, and we stay there. So you don't have to have your pelvis in a fixated position. Just remember that. Find the balance that's best for you. So Michael, find the balance that's best for you between the two. Fab. So from here now, we're going to go into your spine curl. So you already know this exercise from the beginner's course, but if you're joining us just for the intermediate right now, then I'll explain it anyway. So pelvic floor, deep abdominals connect. Curl the pubic bone towards your chest. Good. That elevates the bottom and it tucks the bottom and it also stretches the lumbar spine. Pressing gently through the feet, the pelvis now elevates. So as the pelvis rises up, his hamstrings and your glutes are going to be working harder and you feel the chest flush with the hips. Adding on, let's lift the arms up. So Michael's going to lift the arms up and float them at shoulder height. He's going to now take the arms behind him. As he takes the arms behind him, he's still creating tensional stretch by staying up there, but it's challenging now because his arms are back. We're now going to roll down through his back. So if he can, from the top of his spine, roll his back down vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae as he comes back, releasing his pelvis to neutral. Can he sense his ribs being gently taped towards his pelvis? And you can see potentially a little shudder coming into Michael now, and that's because his abs are working. I'm not going to hold him there too long. Let's take his arms forwards. Good. And again, go into that curl of the pelvis. The abdominals are working for you. Excellent work as he goes up. So Michael can get quite good hip extension here, and hip extension is where this position is where the hips are extended in a lengthened way. Mike's going to take his arms back, and so are you. Feel the ribs staying flush as much as you can to the hips in there, and then rolling down through the spine. Enjoy the stretch that's coming in to your back. So we're basically taking the lats out. The lats are often overworked by men, which means that the shoulder blades get really dragged down. And keep going, Michael. And the lats are like this big back cape in your back. Attaching from your arm, running through the back and down into your lumbar spine roughly. Good, and then you come out of that. So down from the top, good. Find a sinking feeling through your chest as you roll down, finding neutral, and we are going to end there. Thank you, Michael, well done. Well done, thanks for joining us on week 1 of the intermediate program.